Hello, good people. I greet you all in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Today, I'm just going to talk about something very brief but very important, and this comes as a part 2 to the first recording that I did regarding the issue of followers. Now, today, we are going to talk about the 4 types of followers that we have, especially in our churches or even at work or in institution. I remember talking about the qualities of a leader in the first part. So today I'm going to just look at how you can be a very good follower. There's nothing wrong with being a follower as long as you're following the right person. But leaders, you need to be very wary of these 4 types of people and how to deal with them, because the dynamics are very diverse and different. So at the end of the day, you can actually sit back and identify these different types within your church or the different types within your organization. Okay, so before I start, I would like to invite you to click on the share button, to click on the subscribe button, and also make sure you hit the notification bell so that you get more videos from me and you learn quite a lot. Don't miss anything. So today we are going to talk about the 4 qualities of a follower. The first one is we have runners. Why are these people called runners? These are the people who, when something is announced in church, by the time you finish talking and discussing, they already have the answers, or they will have already sent money via EcoCash to the church. They are always in front. They don't care about other people. They just run in front. And these people can be disruptive, because at the end of the day, the other people will just sit back and say, let's wait for so and so, and they will do it. The runners are also very bad influence, because they do not communicate and they also influence others. So runners in church, let me give you specific examples. Let's say you want to build your pastor a new office. You're announcing we need $3,000 to come up with a good, conducive office for the pastor. Before you finish, they are already raising their hands up, and then they're saying how much per person. And then you give them a figure. Let's say you're saying, okay, each one of us must pay 300. By the time you finish, they would have sent the 300 to you. And they'll be asking about recruitment of the pastor secretary, and they'll be asking about whether you've already gone to the municipality to ask for authorization to build at the church. And they'll also want to know if you've talked to the reverend and the bishop, things like that. They're so fast and they dominate discussions. So you need to be very careful about such kind of followers, because they will lead the other guys astray. The second group are the draggers. These are basically the opposite of the runners. Draggers are people who just sit in church and they look at you. If you say, okay, we are going to have, we're going to construct an office for the pastor, they will not contribute. They'll just sit back and they wait for you to finish. They will wait for you to finish, but they don't contribute. If they contribute, these are the people who are the last to send in their contributions. And in most cases, you would have followed them up by either calling them or sending them reminders. Draggers are not good in church, because if you have more of draggers than anything, most of the plans for the church will not come to fruition. They will not come to pass, because these draggers will drag everyone back. And these are the people who will ask questions like, now you want to build the pastor's office. Is this what other people are doing in their churches? Let's first investigate what others are doing before we can think of building the office. They will always go back to issues where you think you've already dealt with and you need to move on. They don't move on. Draggers are always there in church, and you'll find them. And the worst thing about draggers are they're very venomous. They're like snakes. Because they are the ones who, even though they didn't say anything in church or in the meeting, once they go out, they will ask people and say, do you think that makes sense? What was the pastor talking about? For me, this pastor, he wants money. And then they start planting seeds of jealousy, seeds of strife in people. And then you find your project does not go through because someone has been talking. Like the Bible said in the book of Matthew, people were contracted to work in a field, but while the master was sleeping, someone went and planted weeds. So when the workers came in the morning, they saw the weeds, and then they told the master and said, we've been to the field, but we realized that there are weeds that are growing together with the plants that we have planted. The master said, leave them like that. We will sort them out on harvest time. That's when we will separate the good plant and the weeds will go into the fire. So in your church, if you are not careful, draggers can be the weeds amongst the good members. But you need to be very careful, because if you also delay in dealing with them, they will derail all your plans. Then the third group, these are the wanderers. For those who read Bibles that have pictures, you will see there's this picture about a shepherd with his staff or walking stick. The walking stick is a sort of a hook. That hook was used to pull out sheep that would have been entangled in a thorny bush. These wanderers, while you are going forward, they don't go forward with you. They normally go sideways. And these are the people we need to be very careful about in church, because these people are very, very bad and they send wrong signals. We are talking about building the pastor in office. They will not take part in building the pastor in office. They will come up with their own ridiculous ideas. And it is your duty now to make sure you bring them back into the fold, bring them back into the discussion. And they're the same ones who, when something is being mentioned or discussed in a meeting, they'll be very quiet. After that, they go on their WhatsApp. They start telling people the disadvantages or what they think is not right about the suggestion and how they think people should react. These are the wanderers. They're always wandering away from what you're doing. You never really find them helping out positively. And in most cases, you always need to bring them back to the fold. In some churches, some of wanderers, I've known some churches where the pastor had to go to the extent of writing a letter to say, hey, when this is enough, we've had enough of you, now you can go. Then the fourth group, these are the good sheep. They will be with you through thick and thin. They will stay within the fold. They are easy to manage, and they try by all means to do the best they can for whatever is being discussed. They will ask questions that pertain to development or progress of the suggested idea. So these good sheep will stay with you, and they're always on time when it comes to church. And if they have an issue, they won't wait to talk about the issue behind your back. They will ask you directly. These are people you can actually trust to go on with an idea or a project without you supervising them. They will do what you are expecting for them to do. And if they meet any hurdle or challenge, they will come back to you. We have a challenge. How do you think we can go around it? So be very careful of these four types of followers within your organization, within your workplace, or within your church. We have the runners, the wanderers, the draggers, and the good followers. So I think after this, you'll be able to identify the different types within the different people you have in your team. I hope this makes a lot of sense, and thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe, and